So I'll be going through with you Oracle stock, and that's a brilliant stock. Just type it in Google and click enter, and you can see Oracle stock here, and you can see the symbol ORCL. And if I want to buy this stock right now, I have to pay 58.06 US dollars for one stock. And you can see the market cap is in billions, which means it's a big size firm. And you can see the dividend yield is 1.65%. Now, this point is very important because if a company is paying a dividend, that means they are very financially strong. Even if the percentage is very small, but still that's a good sign. That's a positive sign, because after paying their creditors, loans, liabilities, they have still extra money. That extra money they pay to shareholders as dividends, so they are financially very strong, which is a positive sign. Now, I want to look when was it founded. I'll just go to Wikipedia. I can go to this box and I can see that it was founded in 1977, 42 years ago. Now, I want to see what the employees think about it. So I'll just copy this exactly from Google and I'll paste it in search bar and type in Indeed reviews, and I'll just click here, and I can see we have 5,100 reviews, 5,100 reviews. It's plenty of reviews, and it's 3.8 star, which is brilliant. You can just read through the pros, cons, and everything, and see what the employees have to say about it, and the salaries, the photos, the jobs, the questions, and everything. You can just go through yourself. Now I want to see in Glassdoor the reviews. I'll just click here, and I can see there are 23,000 reviews. It's plenty of reviews, and it's 3.5 star. It's above average. That's brilliant. And you can see the pros and cons and everything yourself, the jobs, the salaries, interviews, the benefits the company is paying, and the photos and everything. I want to go to Justia Patents, and I want to see if it has any patents. So just go there, paste in the search bar, and click enter, and I can just see here. Now I can see that I was typing and searching Oracle Corporation, but I can see Oracle International Corporation in the patent. So I'll just copy that and search it in the search bar, and I'll see what that is. So I can see it's the same thing that appears, so that's fine. Now I'm not interested in inventor because these are people who invented but they don't have full rights. I'm just interested in applicant or assignee. So I can see in 2012 they have a patent, 13 they have a patent, 13, and a lot of patents in 12 and 13. You can just go through the list yourself. It's a big list. So the more patents they have, the more strong the firm is, the more it's difficult to beat them, and they have a very strong presence in the market. So that's brilliant. Just go through the patents yourself and make sure they have recent patents in 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, because that means they're still innovating, they're still trying to beat the competition and everything. So you can just go through the list yourself. It's a big list. Now I want to go to Yahoo Finance and I want to see the salaries that the key executives are getting. Just click here and paste in the search bar, and now I can see the same form and a lot of symbols. So what I'll do is I'll just go here in the Google. I can see ORCL. It's the Nasdaq one. ORCL, that's what I'm concentrating on. So this is the one I'll click, and I'll go to profile, and just one sec, and I can see the sector, I can see the industry, I can see the full-time employees, and I can see all the 5 key executives. But four of their salaries have been shown. Not one salary is not shown. It says not applicable. So you need to find out why it's not shown, why it's not applicable, because the more information we have about the salaries, the more transparency we can build with the firm, the more trust we have. And finally, I want to go to MacroTrend. That's a brilliant website for ratios, and I want to click price ratio and price book ratio, and I want to see, paste in the symbol, and let's have a look. So you need to be patient with this website because it takes time to load, because it has a lot of data. So that's fine, don't worry. And while it's loading, I'll explain you briefly. Price book ratio, if it's less than 1, that means that the stock is at sale, it's a bargain, and it's very cheap. It's undervalued if it's less than 1. So you must buy it that time, you're getting a good deal. If it's 1, that means the stock is of its real worth and you're buying it of its real price. So it's good time to buy that time as well because it's at least not expensive. If it's more than one, that means that the stock is expensive. The higher the number goes, the more expensive it gets. So right now, let's have a look. It's just loading, so you need to be patient with it. Please let me know if you have any suggestions for me, or if you've done your own research on this stock you want to share with me, or if I'm going through this tutorial very quick, please let me know. I'll slow down. Or if you have any questions, or if you want to connect with me, please let me know. And that's good. So you can see here price book ratio, you can see it's 8.72. So that means that the stock is nearly 9 times or 8.72 times more expensive right now to buy. So people who will be buying right now, they'll be paying nearly 8.7 times more money. So it's 8.7 times more expensive. But if you just see in 2012, it was 2.67. That means people who bought in 2012, they paid 2.67 times more money. So if you just see vertically up, you can see the people who bought in 2012 May, they paid $23 or nearly $24 to buy something that was only $9 worth. So it was 2.67 times more expensive that time. But right now it's 8.7 times more expensive. It's a lot expensive. It's the highest since we have the data. Since 2006, it's the highest expensive. It's the most expensive right now. And I think it was the cheapest in 2012 May, when it was 2.6 times more expensive. So you need to be careful because you might wait for recession to come, or you might wait for it to come down or something. So it's up to you to decide. Let's look at other ratios, and I want to see current ratio. In current ratio, if the ratio is less than 1, that means that the stock is very risky to buy. If it's 1.5 or more than that, that means the stock is safe to buy. So let's have a look. Okay, so I'm looking at 1.5 or more than that. Right now, it's 2.49. So it's a lot more than 1.5. That means the stock is safe. Right now, that's brilliant. Let's look at the previous trend. Has it ever been below 1.5? That's my question. So we have the data. Okay, so I can see that since like before 2006, it was below 1.5. But since 2006 February up till now, it's like nearly, I would say, 12 years, recent years, it's always been 1.5 or more than that. So it's a very, very safe stock since recent 12 years. That's brilliant. Let's look at debt equity. Now, this ratio will tell me if the company is mainly operating on debt or equity. Now, the ratio I'm looking for is 0.5 or less than that. Let's have a look once it loads. Okay, I'm looking for zero point 0.5 or less than that. Right now it's 2.31. It's a lot more than zero point 0.5. It's very, very dangerous stock. You can see vertically up that the long-term debt is 2.31 times more than equity. It's more than equity, a lot more than equity. It's very expensive. It's very dangerous stock. It's mainly operating on debt, which is very dangerous. Let's look at the previous one. Yes, you know it's it's never okay. So I can see that since 2005 up till, I would say, up till 2013, it has always been zero point 0.5 or less than that. So it has been a very, very secure stock until 2013 May. But after 2013 August, it has become a very, very, it's always been above zero point 0.5. It has been a very dangerous stock, very risky stock. And so, you need to be careful about that. And now, finally, I want to have a look at return on equity, and that's I'm looking for 8% or more than that for it to be brilliant. So let's have a look once it loads. So I can see that right now it's more than 8%. That's brilliant. That means that it's doing very good. Now let's look at previous thing as well. So yes, it has been below 8% recently, yes, and then it's consistently okay. So since we have data since 2005 up till now, it's always been above 8%. But just recently in 2018, just for like full 2018, I would say full 1 year, it has been a bit below than 8%, but still it's a positive equity. So I don't mind that, but previously the consistency has been above 8%, and right now it's above 8%. So that's fine for me.